connection, which we haven't really maximized. But there's a lot of functionality there as well. So we basically turned that on, but didn't promote it. I think you were involved in conducting some early information gathering.
Yeah, and they had found, at least one person, I didn't talk to many students, had found that Study Buddy and said amazing things. So that'll be
awesome.
Yeah, great to share with you guys.
Sorry, hold on just a second. I got someone knocking on my door. Just a second here.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. So I guess speaking of promoting things, because it sounds like you have some communications coming up with students about Navigate, but did you promote the appointment scheduling? Is that how they learned about that?
I don't think there was any sort of broad scale formal promotion of it. In the past, what we had done is just basically put a phone number on. This is my understanding, and I would lean more on conversations that you may have with Aaron Busker or some of the other advising leads about what we did prior to Navigate. But it was really just a phone number on the website is my understanding, and so they would have to call. And now it was replaced with a button that said schedule appointment. And that was really, I think, what was pushing a lot of the students there. And you might also hear, if you talk to Aaron or somebody who was in the front desk position, that they were directing students towards that when they called. So, so that might have been kind of an informal promotion as well. But I don't recall any sort of broad, wide-scale promotion of appointment scheduling. Yeah, the best of my memory. There may have been.
But they're obviously finding it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've spent the last 23 minutes telling you about all the different things that we did in the last 6 months. So there's a lot of things that potentially took place that I was not aware of.
Well, this has been incredibly helpful, and I'm wondering, can you similarly walk me through maybe some activities related to the student onboarding piece?
Yeah, so that's one thing that's kind of come to, we've given it more focus here since the start of the fall semester.
Yeah.
The student app debuted earlier, obviously in March, but really without any sort of promotion. And then it wasn't until late summer where we kind of started to hear anecdotal examples of students logging into the app and seeing kind of outdated information or being confused by some things. And we really kind of emphasized the fact that essentially the staff side of the platform, the case management, the appointment functionality, the technical elements of it were being prioritized, and what we call the CAT, the content administration tool, which is the student-facing side of the system, had been kind of built and then left a little bit. So more recently, just in the last month or so, Eric has put together a team of folks specifically designated to prioritize and focus on updating the content that's in the content administration tool of the CAP. And they are at a place right now, and don't let me forget to talk about academic planning as well when I come to that.
Yeah.
They're at a place right now where they have reviewed all of the holds and updated which holds should display to students in the content in the student app. They've updated all of the language related to those holds and updated all of the resolution steps to be more user-friendly and understandable. They've updated the list of resources that are, one really cool thing about the student experience is that you can link these resources into to do items and holds. So you can actually say, you need to pay this bill, and then attached to that will be here's more information on the financial aid office or the cashier's office. So they're updating all of those right now. I think they're getting ready to publish those in the next, in this week, before that promotion goes out anyway. I think they were in the next 48 hours or so, they'll have all of that finalized. It was in place already, but we're just kind of working to perfect it. And that's really aimed at guiding the student experience. And so then the promotion that's going out that I was just mentioning earlier is really going to be targeted towards incoming students, encouraging them, among other things, to set up their technology systems, download the Navigate app, and then start there for working through any sort of to-do items related to getting started at GRCC. And resolving any holds they may have, and then scheduling appointments with their advisors, etc. So exploring some of the resources that are there. And so that's kind of like, this is going to be the first broad-scale promotion related to onboarding the student. Our goal eventually, I believe, will be to get into that admissions process. And because right now students don't have access to the system until they're term activated. So when they apply, they're admitted, then they have to submit some things, some test scores, etc. And then once they're actually admitted for the upcoming term or a upcoming term, that's when they're given access. So we don't right now have access for prospective students or students who have applied but not have been admitted yet. So eventually there'll be more of that. So then the other whole leg of this is the academic planning module, which are the AETC, Erin Busker, who's the program manager for the Academic Advising and Transfer Center, which is the largest advising department on campus. She has been working really diligently with our records area to build out the academic plan templates for over 100 programs inside Navigate. And so those are really close right now. They've published a lot of them. I'm not sure exactly how many they have to go, but I know they're on like phase, I think, 4 of 4. And so that's something that's going to be kind of coming up in the winter semester. I think for the first time is guiding students to use the academic planning module within Navigate at enrollment. So working with their advisor, planning out their academic plan within Navigate, which in the past has literally been done on paper. And then promoting class registration through Navigate as well. So that's something that we didn't have up and ready to go for the start of the fall semester, but our goal is to kind of begin piloting that at the beginning of winter, which is a smaller enrollment period, and really be ready to rock and roll with that full scale by fall 22.
Great. Well, this has been great. I mean, I felt like I knew what was going on with your grant, but getting a little deeper is really helpful for that upcoming report. Yeah. I mean, you kind of already touched on, through this discussion, things that are working well, and then, you mentioned, for example, working with IT. Are there other efforts that are basically supporting this grant implementation that you can discuss? I mean, what's allowing you to, successfully implement these activities? Communication strategies?
Yeah, that's a great question. Another area, so not just IT. So one thing, so I've been on what I will call failed technology implementation project in the past. One thing that I noticed right away, because I was brought in specifically for this. Right? So I came over from a totally different side of the house, and a lot of the foundation, probably all of the foundation for this project was already set when I got here. And so one thing I've noticed here is that you have buy-in from everyone in the division. Now that goes back, I think, a ways, and it would be before me, so I don't know that I could even speak to it. But the CAP 2.2, which was the academic advising redesign, was born out of some, what I think, not so favorable reviews from students on our academic advising processes. And some frustration about, I think, scheduling wait times, potentially some customer service concerns. I'm not exactly sure